the just changes that happened over on Price Labs. Let's see if it actually shows up. So give me a second to pull everything up. We'll get going. I had some technical difficulties with Riverside FM here. For some reason, it's giving me trouble, but let's see if everything's good. In the meantime, for those of you that have been following along, we're going to have the meetup for our local real estate meetup in Santa Ana, March 7th. It's going to be the first Saturday of every month. And this upcoming week, it will be, this upcoming month will be March 7th for the first time. So, all right, with that being said, let's see if we can get into it here. Bear with me again. If you guys are here, again, as always, leave some comments, chat. I don't like to be here quiet. I want to know if you guys are watching. If you see this later and you have questions, just ask along. Again, I'm going to do these every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific time. And I'm just going over stuff that I already naturally do during the day. I figured I just put 1 hour aside to do specific tasks that you guys can benefit in terms of Airbnb stuff or whatever you guys might want to look at. Next week, I'm going to underwrite a deal that I'm looking at, just a regular long-term, maybe even a short-term rental out in, I believe this one that I'm looking at is in Milwaukee. But if not, I will let you guys know where it's at, and you'll see it when you're here. Now, let me pull this up again, make sure everything's going well. Because for some reason, everything's logging me out today. Turns out Riverside FM changed their plan. For those of you that don't know what Riverside FM is, it's the software or the platform that I use to stream the podcast as well as my YouTube videos where I record, and obviously where we do the lives here through the software itself. So hang tight, guys. For those of you that are live, and if you're not live and you're watching this later, bear with me. We'll go through everything shortly. I need to make sure everything's good here. Am I on Google? I'm not sure where I'm at here. Facebook, here we go. Log into Facebook. All right, cool. Also, these will be short. They'll be about an hour long. Okay, so let's see. Now I'm going to share my screen with you guys, which I guess is the best part. We're going to show a new tab, share. Here we go. All right, so move this on its own. Got to drink my protein, by the way, so just you see me drinking out of a tube here. I've lost 22 pounds, guys. All right, so we're logging in. This will be quick. The listing optimizer that I did last week, where I went through how it actually worked. We did this one. It had given me a 7.1. Today we're going to refresh and see how it actually turned out. So I do have the screenshots of last week's. Let's pull them up quickly here. That's how it looked last week. So we got these are what we looked at. Let's see if it's changed at all here, and we'll go from there. Let's rerun this guy. It's going to take a few minutes. In the meantime, we're going to Airbnb, and I'm going to do some special pricing and discounts for the month of February, because it's been a little slow. February is always my slowest month, by the way, for those of you watching. Guys, if you guys are here and you guys are watching, leave me a comment on you guys are here, or ask a question, whatever you guys want. All right. I need to share the window, not just the tab. So share something else. Window, top window, share. Here we go. All right, so now you guys can see my entire window. Cool. So this is my calendar. Looks pretty, oh no, wrong calendar. Oh, it's still loading. We're still waiting. 8.2. We're only doing the top one. Yeah, I didn't think it'd take this long. Let's see where we're at. Anyway, all right, so I'll go through the calendar. So I have a bunch of listings here. This is for my buddy that does our pricing at Synergy Stays. They do our pricing for our Joshua Tree properties. So we're gonna go through the specifics. Now, I don't do this very often. I only do this like every couple of weeks or whenever I feel the need that I need to do some pricing. So as everything else, we obviously overprice our listings to offer discounts so that people can book them. Now, obviously, learn this strategy through Hospitable. What you do is you upcharge. So, for example, when Airbnb did the 15% upcharge, we just raised it 15% on Hospitable, and then we offer the discount at 15% so that we can kind of even out the prices. So, what I do here, sorry, that came out wrong. We don't offer a 15% discount. We raise the price 15% on the back end. So through Hospitable, which is our property management software, I up the price 15% across the board through all our properties. And in turn, what it allows us to do is when somebody books, it's a 15% increase on the property itself. So for example, today is the 10th. We got a booking from here to here. We're vacant on Sunday and Monday, which we're always vacant on these days. So I'm gonna do some quick discounts. But the example I was saying is that these two here will be discounted if I decide to do a promotion here. But for example, I know it sounds confusing, but let me just show you guys. So if you go through Hospitable, I'm going to show you guys what one of our properties does. You can see the back end of all our stuff here. Hey, Loreno. Mabea was showing support. All right. So for example, 504 Ocean, we would come in here and we'd go into pricing. We sold this house already. This is but when my buddy used to price this, he gave it a big discount. So we'd go 15% here. You'd save it. In turn, our entire Airbnb pricing from PriceLabs. So the way it works is PriceLabs pushes pricing to Hospitable. Hospitable pushes pricing to our platforms. In this case, it would be Airbnb, VRBO, Booking.com, and then our direct booking website. So 15% here, then you'd go into the calendar. If this was 504 Ocean, we don't have it anymore. We just sold that property. Then it would show here at this price because it's already a 15% increase from the PriceLabs pricing that we have here. And this is still taking forever, so I'll keep going over this in the meantime. Anyway, so if somebody were to book this here, it'd be already at a 15% increase, and that allows us to make that 15% spread on the fees that Airbnb now has because we use a PMS or property management software. It's a little confusing. There's even more strategies to this that, so for example, I'll give you guys one. If you guys are ever interested in using my buddy Dan, he does his pricing strategy over at Synergy Stays. Let me know and I can get you guys connected. But he does a ton of discounts for us where I don't know too much of the intricacies into it. I do something similar, but nothing like how they do it. They'll price out everything at a huge up price, and then they offer discounts through Airbnb to encourage guests to book like this. So we get longer term bookings on all our properties way out in advance. So some of these we have, this one has all the way in May. This one, you just can see our calendar is always full. This one has reservations all the way out in May, June. Look at this big June booking. So anyway, I don't know their strategy. I'll probably have them on the podcast. Actually, I already had them on the podcast, but I'll probably have them in here talking about it more in detail if some of you guys are interested. They price all of my high-end properties and my Joshua Tree properties only. So it's 4 properties total. They were doing Ocean back in the day. I price all my lower budget-friendly properties, like for example, this property here, which is a loft. It's a 1-bedroom loft. Anyway, let's go back into this. So today all I'm going to do is literally just go through this and see where I'm at. What I do is, I did a webinar about this a while back, but basically what I do is I'll do 7 days out. If I have vacant day, 7 day out, I go into my price settings. So again, I'm in calendar. I go into the actual listing itself. I go into price settings. I go down. I do a custom promotion. And then I just deduct those 2 days. So 15th to the 16th, I'm going to change it and I'm going to offer a discount. Now, for those of you that don't do this, I know this is already public knowledge, but I still do this. I remember a while back when I saw some videos and people talking about this. This gives you the average of the last 90 days of what your price has been. That's the discount that you're going to get. So for example, if I were to set it at 10%, this is the Airbnb has taken my last 90 days, and it might have changed up, but I'm pretty sure it's still 90 days. And it'll give you a 10% discount on those from that 90-day average on these days. So it thinks that Sundays and Mondays, my average at a 10% discount should be 176 to 203, right? My original price is 195 and 226. Now, the actual discount tiers that I do vary depending on the amount of time from today. So for example, if it's within 7 days, I go all the way up to around 28. And it's going to leave it at 140 to 163. As a matter of fact, this one I'm going to go even higher because it's just a random day, 2 days, and I want to actually fill it up. I'm going to go to around 40%. Now, remember, 40% is not always necessarily the exact price discount. It's just because it's doing that average and because I mark up the pricing. So this is already with the 15% discount. So here I want to go to around 35 is where I'm going to go. It's going to price at 127 or 147. Now, something I want to mention here, if you guys don't know about this, if we do 0 to 10%, it doesn't give you any of these perks. But if you go to 10% and above, so if you go between 10 and 15, you're going to get a discounted strike-through price on your listing when somebody clicks on your listing. If you go to 15 to 20, it gives you discounted banner on your listing. So it says discounted price when people, so it's like highlighting your listing. And if you go above 20%, you get highlighted in emails. Yeah, Rodney, this does over. Who's Rise Up? Rise Up, what's up? Thanks for the fire. I don't know who it is, but drop your name on there. Rodney, yeah, dude, thanks for joining. It does override price labs, correct? It does. So this is what's going to price here as long as I have this discount. Now, this is from these prices you see here are the price lab pricing. This appears what it's going to give it, and it will override it. So I'm going to go down to about 35% of a discount. I'm going to apply the promotion, and now this price is going to drop to 147 and 127, which is perfect because if I get a booking on Monday, I get it for 127. In this case, I'm 7 days out. I have a pretty nice booking. I'm not going to do a discount here. I'm going to leave it alone. And then March, I'm okay with March right now the way it is because March is actually a very busy month for us. And this is something super important to know, guys. You need to know your booking, your average booking timeline. So how often are you getting those bookings? Is it 5 to 10 days out? Do bookings come in at a 30-day time frame? And you can pull all that data in Price Labs as well. Maybe you'll do one of that in the future. But what I noticed in my properties here is I get a lot of last minute 10-day bookings. So from today to 10 days and a lot of like 5-day bookings. That's why I don't do big discounts like 2 weeks out. So this is 7 days. This would be 10 days, 11, 12 days out. I don't need to do discounts here because I know that by next Monday, this will probably be booked, right? So for example, if we go into this next property, I'm vacant today. So I'm going to go price settings, custom promotions. I can't do that one because it's already today, but this one here, I'm going to highlight it and I'm just going to go super low. I'm going to go to 110, 42% discount from what my average is, which is pretty good if you think about it. my average daily rate on these prices, 42% discount is 190, 111. So my normal price that I would actually be, my average price for the last 9 days has been 191. So I'm gonna apply that promotion here. And now this is 111 bucks in these two. Now this one I can go in here and change it if I want to manually, but I'm not gonna get any of those highlight features. So I'll just do like 110. Save it. So now if somebody comes in and books today and tomorrow, they're gonna get it for super cheap, right? All right. Tomorrow, now 7 days I'm vacant, right? So I am going to give it a discount there. So I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to go back into custom promotions. I'm going to select Monday to Thursday. I never do discounts on the weekends unless it's like the weekend of, because the weekends are always busy. So I'm going to select here, and I don't want to do a 28% discount at 146. I'm actually, because if I go to 20, I'm looking at 162 to 170. So this is going to be my average is 162 to 170. So February is a slow month for me, so I am going to go around 30%. So I'm going to apply the promotion, 145 to 140. Pretty good, not bad. So I'm going to go to the next one. The 10th, I'm vacant on these days. You guys see a trend. February is always vacant on these days, so same thing. I'm just going to come in, custom promotions, from there to there. And I'm going to go relatively quickly on these 28%. I'm not even going to change it because I'm happy with that price. This one's booked out here. I'm vacant today, 139, 139. That's okay. Let's do a custom promotion for tomorrow. 134 sounds good. I just want the highlight. So I just want my listing to pop up when people see it. All right. Let's go back. I'm going to pause here. I don't need to do any promotions here because, again, 7 days out, I'm pretty good. If I was 7 days out and this was vacant, I'd do a promotion here. I'll go to the next one so I know this is where I left off. Let's go back and see if Price Hubs is ready. It's not ready. Let me refresh. Wow, they're taking forever. All right, I'll keep going down on the pricing. If you guys have questions or you guys want me to show you anything specific of what I do, let me know. I'm happy to do this. This is why I'm here, to show you guys stuff. All right. Let me think for a second. I don't want to bore you guys and have you guys watch my entire pricing changes here for the next 30 minutes. 28, 135, 175. Let's go a little higher, 35%. 155, 125, 122. Yeah, I like that. This one's terrible. Look at this, all these vacancies. So this one I'm going to go a little bit higher. So this one actually have a promotion from the 8th through the 11th, and I got nothing there. 8 views, 0 bookings. That sucks. So I'm going to remove that. I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm going to go here to here on this one, since I've had a really shitty month. And I'm going to go to around 120. So this listing is one of our NFT listings that we did a couple of years back. And we're going to leave it. So my average is going to be around 120 right here if people book this, which is good. See how this one's doing. This one's booked up elsewhere, so that's good. All right, let's see this one. This isn't bad. You know what? Since this is already open and I got a booking here, I'm going to give a discount here. Guys, there's no rhyme or reason for this. I just do what I think feels right based on the listings and the knowledge that I know and what I have on my locations, right? What works for you doesn't work for everybody. Every market is different. So if there's something specific that works for your market that you're like, wow, what are you doing? That's stupid. Like, it might not work for you, but it works for me. This 1 day here, that's okay. I don't mind if it goes vacant. This annoys me seeing this though, right? But again, I know February is my slowest month. So that's why I'm doing such steep discounts. Then you go to my this is my dual listing for Joshua Tree. So these are fake listings. I wouldn't call them fake listings, but see, like this here, this is fine. I love seeing a calendar like this, but I'm also like, I know that Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday on a February is gonna be pretty bad. So if this was March, I wouldn't change this at all. If it was like June, July, I wouldn't change it at all. If you guys see here, I did a 38% discount. I don't even remember when I did this because I do this randomly when I pop in and check my pricing. I used to check it once a week. Now I do it like every 2 weeks, which is stupid. You actually do this at least once a week. So this one here is 35 views and I got 1 booking and I got this from the 5th to the 11th, which is great, right? So I'm going to delete it, remove that promotion, and I'm just going to make another one on these 3 days. Now I'm going to go down to around 115, because with that 15% markup would be $100, and I'm happy with this on these days, a week out. Just filler day. This is filler days for me, so I don't go vacant. It just generates more revenue for the company. Let's go to this next one. So this unit, we actually had water heater issues, and I had to cancel a few reservations, which is a pain in the butt. But this isn't bad. 7 days out. Maybe I'll do a discount here. Let's see what happens. This is cool because like next time we do this, maybe next Tuesday I'll just pop in and see, like I'll run through them to see which ones got reservations, and then you guys can see how it actually functions, right? So let's go down to 130 here, the average. So this is the one of the properties that my buddy Dan and Mike price for us. They do a whole pricing strategy over at Synergy Stays. Again, if you guys want to work with them, let me know and I can make a connection. I think you guys might get a discount if you go through me. We were working something out with them. They do a fantastic job. I mean, look at this reservation here, right? This is in Joshua Tree, for crying out loud. 7 days, 2 days on a Monday. Again, 1 day vacant. I know this will get booked up. I don't touch these listings at all because I let the experts. Which the reason why I work with them is because Mike has so much knowledge towards pricing, and it's not that I don't know it. It's that I just don't have the fortitude, nor the time, nor the bandwidth to have to sit here and do this every single time. This is why I check it maybe once a week or every 2 weeks, because I'm focused on bigger things now, right? We're doing the developments. I'm partnering with, now we got the debt fund coming out. For those of you, that'll be announced next week. We're raising capital for the new constructions in the ADU company. I got an ADU company. We got a bunch of stuff going on. So we got 6 new homes being built. All luxury short-term rentals with Luis. So for me to sit here and do this, like, this is why I'm doing it now live, because I was like, hey, if I'm gonna go through it, I might as well do it with you guys. But these guys do this for, like, this is their business. They do this for a living, right? And it pans out. I mean, we're getting really good reservations, far out. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, 5 nights, $2,100. Like, I'm happy with that, right? And they do a great job. So anyway. Rodney, I don't have a link for them, bro, but I'll put you in contact with them if you want to work with them. That way they know that it came from me, and that way if you do end up going with them, they'll give you a discount. Now, don't quote me on that. I don't know. I haven't worked that out with them, but we talked about it last week, and we said we would figure something out. But their Synergy Stays on, I think he has an Instagram and Facebook. Quick plug for him. All right, this one next week, done. All right, guys, I'm going to move through this quickly, and then I'm going to go check. So yeah, I'm surprised this went vacant here. I wonder if it didn't go vacant and it was through a different, through Verbo. Anyway. The whole point was to see how this performed. We're going to spend an hour waiting for this to analyze. Guys, wait up 1 second. I think someone's at the door. Oh, hey, scared me. I thought somebody was here. Never mind. All right. Let's see. Where are we? I see there's 6 of you here, so thank you for joining. If you guys have any questions or want to see anything specific, let me know. We're literally waiting for this to refresh so we can review the changes that it showed us last week to see how it actually works. Maybe Price Labs knows we're doing this, and they're waiting to move them up on purpose. Just kidding. I don't know. Still waiting. I'm gonna have to log out and log back in probably. Anyway, so for those of you guys that just joined or you're watching, I'm basically just going over my pricing and doing custom promotions so I can get these last minute bookings in. This is one of our tiny homes. Look at this right here. This is, again, through my buddy Danov and Mike. Right, this is one of the tiny homes, and it's like really good reservations for March. These suck right here, but I know these will get filled up right here. I hate weekend bookings like this. All right, this one's the one we just sold. Here's my San Diego property. This one's pretty good. Not even mad about this. Looks good going into March. This is one of my tiny studios. Vacant, like always. Goes vacant on Mondays and Tuesdays. You guys notice a trend? Some of them were vacant here and some of them were vacant here. February sucks for me. This is one of my studios too. And let's do a discount on this one. Obviously I'm showing you guys some personal private stuff, so you guys are gonna see like reservation names and stuff like that, but I don't click on them. That doesn't really matter. But you guys are going to see like how I price things, obviously my reviews and things like that. So I'm an open book. You know, we're not perfect. I have some great reviews. I have some bad reviews. I have some great pricing. I have some bad pricing. Not everybody's going to agree with it, and not everything works for every market. So if there's something you guys see that you're like, I don't know how I feel about that, let me know, and we'll review it. All right, that's as far as I'm going to go with the pricing there. I don't know what's going on with these guys. Let's see where we're at. Let's see if it refreshes. Oh, there we go. All right. Boom. We're so this is actually really cool because right away we got a bunch of stuff set up. So now obviously we made the changes that yeah, it is Dan Rivers, Rodney. Great dude. So this we made the changes last week that it told us to make. So obviously it would make sense that now we're in the A category because now it's saying, oh, it's what I would suggest to change, right? So it doesn't matter. But I am curious as to the difference in terms of what we got out of it. So as you guys can see here, it went to AA, BAA, BABB. So we were at CCBAA, BCBB. So we got an A here now because our reviews went up. I told you guys. And then we got A's here. So not bad, actually. I'm actually pretty happy about this. This is pretty good. The listing description stayed at a B, which is kind of strange because we went with their description. So, you know, I wonder what kind of changes they're recommending now. But we're going to compare now. So let's view the insights. Wait, is Rise Up? Rise Up, is that Juan? Juan, is that you, bro? Sounds familiar. All right, let's see what we've got here. Listing quality score. This is from last week, last Tuesday. Okay, here we go. We're going to compare. 9.2 out of 10, 7.1 out of 10. So we went up significantly. Now we're at 2.1 points higher. So that's really good. At our listing quality score. It seems like there's still some room for improvement here. So let's see what it's recommending. Improve the consistency of your listing. Score B by removing amenities that are not confirmed to be present or miscategorized, such as pocket Wi-Fi, outdoor kitchen, and rice maker. Also remove disclosures and extra services from the amenities list. Include exterior security cameras on property, noise decibel monitors on property, and housekeeping. Enhance your listing description score by integrating practical. See, they didn't tell us this last week. This is pretty good. Enhance your listing description by integrating practical details like free parking, self check-in, and special shared outdoor amenities, barbecue sun loungers into the main description. Consolidate and rephrase the other things to note section for better flow. That's weird because we went off of what they told us. Address guest feedback to improve ratings. Okay. Listing description. Listing title score. We're at an A, which is good. Image score. Listing description score. This is funny because we literally did what they told us. Why are they asking us to change it now? Again, maybe it's, you know, they gave us better, the algorithm picked something else up. But let's change it. Now I want to know what's going on here. Let's see, resort style 3 condo ring. Description. All right, let's see. I'm just going to copy it over. Close that. So it made some pretty good changes. See, modern 1-bedroom apartment in Anaheim, just 3 miles from Disneyland. It's not in Anaheim. It's in Fullerton. Just 3 miles from Disneyland. Sleeps 4 with the king bed and sofa bed. Features a dedicated workspace, 100 megahertz Wi-Fi, a full kitchen, a private balcony. Enjoy resort-style amenities, including a pool, hot tub, and 24-hour fitness center. Perfect for families to work trip stylish. Sounds good. Your property. So last week, this is what it told us to do. Now we're changing it to this. It's not Anaheim again, so that's wrong. So obviously this isn't perfect. A bright open living area, striking wall accents, dedicated workspace. You could have at least copy the bullet points, jeez. I remember when back in the day when we started talking about this stuff in Clubhouse, where the secret play back then was to add baby amenities. Now everybody and their mom does it. It's funny how things progress in the Airbnb space. It's like, how do you make your listing stand out? Add baby amenities. Nobody's doing it. And add it for free. And now it's like, if you don't add it, you're falling behind. At the very least, you need to have them and replaced and free. It's just funny to think about it. All right, let's see. Yeah, not bad. I'll save that. Is there anything specific that you guys want me to talk about on these lives, by the way? Because if not, I'm just gonna keep doing what works for me. And if you guys watch, cool. I guess that's kind of the idea. Let's close this. Let's see, guest access, copy. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna give it away to you guys, but it's in the works. My entire Airbnb course that I used to have when we did the paid course and the private group, I'm re-recording the whole thing for YouTube, and we're gonna put it up for free. I'll have a workbook. Obviously, it'll be 100% free for whoever wants to watch. It's all about arbitrage. That one will be all about arbitrage, because it's kind of funny. I still get questions about arbitrage. I still do it. I'm not actively out there looking for locations, but it is a very good source of revenue still if you're in a good market, and I don't know if you want to try it out. Anyway, I'll be giving it away for free, 100% free, the entire thing. I mean, like everything I used to charge. I think we used to charge $5,000. It'll be on there for you guys to watch for free, which should be fun. I like recording long content like that. All right, where were we? Guest access. We already did that one. Let's copy other details to note. Save. Yeah, this is pretty good. I mean, I'm not mad about this whole thing. I think now if we look at our rankings based on what we did, so our changes came in. We did it when? What day are we today? Let's see. We did it last Tuesday, which was the 7th. No, the 7th, the 2nd, the 3rd. So from the 3rd, we kind of ended up going up in rankings. So this graph shows your your Airbnb rank trends over time, ranking data weeks, updates weekly. So yeah, after the changes, we went from rank 75 to page 5 and page 4, which is really good. We're on page number 4 right now. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually pretty happy about this. I think this data that it gives you is actual true data based on page rankings, the type of revenue you're gonna generate, obviously the click-through rates. I mean, what else do we need, right? Let's see. Last week we didn't go through any of this stuff down here. Weekly ranking trends. I mean, look, we're up 47 from the last week. That's wild, right? This is 6. It went from 36 to 47. 68 went up to 6. This is from other two properties that I haven't even done yet. I got to make all the changes to these guys. I'm going to do that today. Poor listing description. That's funny. How? That's like what you guys told me to do. Mark is resolved. Markers resolved. Yeah, it tells you what you should do down here. That's pretty cool. Take action. Yeah, you know, I'm going to do this one now. I didn't do it last week, but let's take a look. Quality score, improve the title. Yeah, I don't want to read any of this. I already know that. So I'm just going to copy literally what it says again like I did last week. This is for 3 miles to Disney Pool Jacuzzi. Boom. Save. Hopefully you guys are getting value out of this, guys. You know, again, that's just stuff that I was going to do by myself. So I figured I might as well do it while I have you guys here. This image is excellent. Great. The first 5 images are chosen effectively. Blurry images, get rid of that one. All right. Let's get rid of the baby bath. No thanks. Delete. Blurry photo. I love this listing. Had it forever. The photo is excellent. Remove significant blurry pictures. Okay, that's cool. Let's just go into copy all this now. We're going to move through this quickly. If you guys are watching now or just joined, I'm literally copying what the Price Labs listing says. We had some really good results from the one we did last week to this week, so I'm just going to do all of them now. And I already went over my pricing earlier, so if you were watching in the beginning, if not, you guys can go back and watch it another time. All right, let's just change all this up and see what happens here. Your property, we're just going to copy it. And next week, I'll know how we performed. Guest access. And again, if there's anything you guys want me to go over, now's the time. I always get a bunch of messages on Instagram and stuff like that asking questions. This would be the perfect time to ask them. Wait, whoops. Guest access. Okay, that one's done. Interactions with guest. Other details to note. I'm just copying stuff. Amenity score, this is great. Star ranking, this is great. You know, last week, it actually gave me a lot of suggestions on the photos. This time, it's not telling me anything. So this is pretty much says it's really good to go. Remove a single blurry picture, consolidate repetitive photos. Oh, that's right. Okay, so we're going to go through that really quick. Living room. Repetitive photos are not needed. Look, 2 photos. Just because one's zoomed in and the other one is not. Which one looks better? This one. Let's throw this one away. See, like nobody wants to see 4 photos of your credenza on your TV. Let's delete that. I used to put up a bunch of photos of them. All right, this is not the living room. This is our actually, I'm going to delete from the space only. Remove. This is the communal area. Remove. I don't know if I want a head-on photo here and an angled photo here. I feel like, yeah, I'm going to delete it. Don't need too many photos. We'll see what happens. Now it looks just clean, quick 4 photos. All right, so kitchen, that's good. Kitchen, open, that's good. I'm gonna remove the pots and pans. It goes without saying, you gotta have pots and pans in your listings. Baking sheets is cool. Coffee maker is cool. Let's go to the dining area. Yeah, it's fine. It's 3 photos, different angles. Bedroom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a pointless photo here. Let's delete it. It shows it right there perfectly fine. Bathroom looks good. This is not an office. This is a workspace, but we'll leave it anyway. Patio. This is not the patio. This is the pool area. Backyard, balcony, children's room, courtyard, deck, dining area. Let's move to additional photos. Gym, pool, one pool photo. I don't know about that. Hot tub. Yeah, dude, you know, I actually Rodney considered using the hospitable pricing tool too, but I mean, dude, Price Labs, that's what they do. Like they have so much data. I don't know. To me, I wouldn't change it. It works. It's like you know, Hospitable's great for messaging, which is what they started with. I don't think they're very good for pricing because they're not a pricing tool. They do have data. I mean, they do have a ton of data now, but when you have a company that's focused on pricing and a company that's focused on property management software, like, you know what I mean? This is a pointless photo here. It's actually kind of blurry too. This is a pointless photo. Yeah, it looks good. All right, let's see what else we got here. So if you guys are just joining, I'm literally just copying what the listing optimizer said to do on my listings. Last week we did one and it ended up being pretty good in terms of the ranking overview and what actually ended up happening. So I'm just going through my I only paid for 4 listings. I might actually pay for a couple more. I don't see a point of having to pay for a month after month. Maybe every other month I would pay for it just to see where I stand. Maybe every couple months to see where I stand. But to have a monthly subscription to me seems kind of pointless on Price Labs end. I think they should do some more of like a check it, you know, not to mention they give you a number of limits you can rerun your listings, which I think is silly if you're paying a monthly subscription. But I think it should be more of like, hey, let me see where I stand now and, you know, make some changes and come back and check it. Because unless I'm coming in every month and making a change, this is kind of pointless. All right, let's just go through the other ones now. Let's go through my 2-bedroom home. So this one actually I should have done last week because it's got a C to C, and that means the description sucks, the title sucks, the photos are fantastic, the reviews suck. I know we had issues there, and then the consistencies. So let's look at it. I'm hungry. We're gonna go eat after this to celebrate my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law's birthday. Funny, they're married and they have the same birthday today. Happy birthday, guys. But I'm starving. I've been depriving myself of food. I don't know if you guys know, but I did a weight loss competition with Luis and Angel to see who would win, and I got to win. So I started doing Pilates this week, which I actually really like. Lorena took me to it, and I was like, shit, this is badass. It kicked my ass. My abs are killing me. My groin area is killing me. Did crazy lunges. My quads are on fire, but God, it was a good stretch from lifting only weights for years on end, doing something different. It's actually quite nice. Building up that core. Gotta look good for the boat or the yacht. I mean, not the yacht, the cruise. We're going on a cruise in 10 days. We'll be on a cruise in Miami on the way to the Bahamas for Legacy Mastermind. All right, getting sidetracked. Let's go. Let's start changing this stuff. Whoops. Condo near Disney with pool and spa. I don't know how I feel about that because it's not a condo. But whatever. We're going to copy. Again, we're just following blindly what it says and see how it performs next week. Image score. All right. Grid analysis. The first 5 images are strategically chosen, highly effective. They provide strong. Great, thanks. Duplicate images. Oh, good to know. See, I would never have known how to unless I gone through this. So let's see. Who's here? Anybody else here? Aside from Rodney and Lorena, Lorena's laughing at me because I'm a Pilates person now. I'm a Pilates goer. I'm a Pilates fan. Oh, I just realized. Okay, never mind. I thought I didn't have my rooms here. My abs are killing me. I'm gonna have a six pack soon. All right, duplicate images. This one and this one. Oh, we're just gonna go through each one. So what I'm doing now, if you guys are just joining, is I'm copying the listing optimizing suggestions to the listing itself for the changes. I did one last week, and the change that I saw for 7 days, we went up from page 76 in the rankings to page number 2 on the rankings. Angel, hands pink waving. That's funny. What's up, buddy? I think your emoji didn't show up. So Angel just commented he's one of my competitors in this challenge. The guy looks skinny now, though. Angel, you look skinny, bro. You should have drank more tequila the other night. All right, let's see. Let me remove some duplicate listings. I mean, photos. This one looks like an ugly, blurry photo. As a matter of fact, Lorraine, if you're still watching this, we should probably get new photos of this unit because we already updated a bunch of stuff. Which is funny because last week I took a bunch of notes of stuff that we needed to do. I might as well do it now while I'm working on this. Lorraine, did you take my pen? Lorraine stole my pen. I don't have a pen on my desk. I got a pencil. All right, 2118. Updated photos. So we had a kid come through in this specific unit a couple of years ago. It's funny I say that, a couple of years ago, and they stole a bunch of stuff. That's how old these photos are. They're from like 2 years ago. And by stuff, I mean like they stole my decor. Like they stole my plants, my glasses here. If you see these glasses here, they stole those. They stole this. So we put other decor that we have from other units. We actually have more stools now, not just 2. We have 4 there. So we got to update the photos. Which is one of the good things of like going over your listings, right? Again, I only do this because, and I'm doing it live because I figured if I'm going to go through it, I'll do it with you guys and maybe you guys can pick something up along the way. Not that I'm an expert by any means. I just been doing this a long time. You know, everybody does things differently, but I do things that work for my listings and my locations and what I've seen it work consistently over the past 6 years. This listing here is I think this is my oldest listing. It's 7.5 years old. And I just know what works here and I know what works well and I know what I need to do to make it right. And now because this came out, this listing optimizer, I figured, hey, I'm going to give it a shot. All right, let's see. Oh, you didn't? I wonder where my pen is at. Someone took my pen and that's my favorite pen. All right. Anyway, let's continue here. So I'm going to delete the duplicate photos. Delete from listing. And anyway, so for those of you that are still watching and you just joined the listing optimizer, I've gone through a bunch in the past, right? And you even like RankBreeze is one of the ones that tells you like where you're going to land in the ranking. I don't think it's very good. No offense for those of you that like it. And for RankBreeze, if you're watching this, I apologize. But you know, I'm always trying different stuff to see what works in these listings, which is why I like to go over them. And since I'm doing it live with you guys, again, by no means am I what I do work for everybody, right? It might not work in your market. But again, I've been doing it a long time and this is what works for me. And so unless I test and unless you guys are testing things, you're never going to know what actually works and what's actually good. Anybody that does this in the short-term rental space, you need to be testing in your market all the time. Wow, this photo's ugly. I don't even think these are my high quality images. This is an old photo. But right now what I'm doing is I'm just deleting duplicate photos so that we don't have basically redundant photos that we don't need to have. Like this photo here, I don't think we need it. Just shows the sink going into the living room. And this shows the sink, living room, and dining room. This is a better photo or a more attractive photo than this one. So the reason I'm deleting photos too is because the optimizer basically says, hey, you know, get rid of near identical shots. Keep it clean. You don't need to have 50,000 images. Like, look at this. How many angles do you need of a dining table? For crying out loud, right? Got duplicates here too. And look, right? I've had this forever and I haven't gone through this listing in such a long time that, you know what I'm going to do next week? I'm going to go over my check-in messages. all my check-in messages for Hospitable for my check-in instructions. I think that'd be good value for you guys. Then I need to review those anyway. Yeah, that just popped in my head. That's a good idea. All right. I don't. Well, yeah, I'll keep that one. That one's pretty good. This is a giant table for this space, but I don't think I need this one. Let's get rid of it. Well, hold on. Yeah, I'll get rid of this one and keep the other one. Yeah, dude, I get you. I'm paying, I think it's like 480 or something. It's not that many anymore because I have less listings, right? But yeah, the savings is huge for sure. All right, let's see. What are you saying yes to, Lorena? The messages? Yeah? Should I review the messages live next week? My automated messages? Oh, man, that's gonna be such a long. We only have an hour. Or maybe I'll do one listing next week, maybe a couple. Yeah, I'll go over a couple messages next week. That's what we'll do. I'll schedule it for next Tuesday. I'm gonna go over my automated messages through Hospitable for those of you guys that might get some value out of that. All right. I wonder how many people actually sit through this whole thing. Rodney, I think you're like the only person that sits through these, bro. Okay, sorry, I got distracted here. Let's see, where are we? Angle, 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 straight on, angle, angle. Yeah, okay, I'll do the messages next week. That's fine. I don't like this photo here, but none of them are pretty repetitive. They're all different angles. I think I'm going to keep them all. Bedroom 2. This one's pointless here. We don't need that one. Yeah, we'll go over our automated messages next week, and I'll just review my messages, and that way people can see how I send out check-in instructions. And I get to clean them up because I know some of these are outdated. Actually, Lorena, if you're still watching, can you pick which ones I need to review? That'd be a huge help. And then I'll just review them. Laundry area. Geez. We definitely need to get new photos on this unit. This unit needs new photos for sure. So maybe let's block out a day next week. This Uber photo needs to go. This needs to go. This cluttered mess of a closet. All right, let's continue. Now we're going to go to the listing description. Why the crying emoji? Copy. Property. And again, I'm just literally copying everything blindly. I'll review it afterwards. Guest access. Guest access. Now, if you were wondering why I'm doing this, I made we went live on it last week. You guys can go back and watch this because I explained all this because it was my first time using it and it worked out really well. So I'm copying blindly because I know it works now, not just because I'm in a rush, although I am in a rush. We end in 5 minutes because I got to go to dinner. But if you guys have any questions, guys, please, like, put it in the chat, or if anything specific you guys want to see. Again, it's just based on my experience, right? That's all I can teach you. That's all that information I can give you. It's what I know. It's what I've been doing for the last couple of years, and it's the information I can give. Aside from that, a couple announcements. March 7th, I've already talked about it. March 7th in Santa Ana at the 4th Street Market between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. is going to be our first real estate meetup. We have the 4th Street Market has been generous and sponsored us for their venue. They got a bunch of restaurants, so there's food. We're going to have a bartender out there making drinks for you guys. And it's going to be a fun time. You know, obviously networking and talking. We also have Arum Coast Capital. It is our new debt fund that we started. We're raising capital for new construction. We're paying up to 15% interest, which is great. Once that's live and ready, I will post that for you guys to see. I'm actually really excited about that because we have 6 new homes being built. We're doing the ultra luxury properties, Luis and I. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. We got the ADU company. The ADU company, we build ADUs for people now. If you guys have an ADU or know somebody who wants to build an ADU for their home and wants extra cash flow, we can underwrite it. And matter of fact, I'll probably schedule an underwriting of an ADU here on a live for you guys to watch at one of our properties that we're doing. So you guys kind of get an idea of where we're at and what we're trying to do. That'd be kind of cool. I'm getting good ideas. Let me write these down before I forget. ADU underwriting. I don't know if you guys would get value of an ADU underwriting because they're difficult to underwrite. And they're difficult to underwrite because it's difficult to get comps with ADUs. There's not very many people doing comps right now, but topics would be ADU underwriting, message reviews for hospitable automated messages, message reviews for check-in instructions. Instructions. Taking notes, guys. Also, what I could do is, oh yeah, I'm going to underwrite the short-term rental and the long-term rental. STR and LTR. You guys know I bought one out in Milwaukee and it's crushing it. So that's a long-term rental that we actually did. It was a duplex, and one side we did a room rentals, long-term, mid-term room rentals, and then we did the other side just a conventional 12-month long-term rental, and it's cash flowing $2K a month. So I'll underwrite that for you guys. Underwriting. If there's anything else you guys want to go over, let me know, because I'm just thinking out loud here. All right, we're done with this. We did the photos. I need to go through all these amenities because that's what it's asking me to do, but I'm out of time. So that's what we will end it today. We did these two. I don't need to do this one. As a matter of fact, I might do this one later. Well, I'll just do it now since you guys are here. I got 3 more minutes. I'll go as far as I can. Hopefully you guys stuck to the end and you guys are getting value out of this. Fingers crossed. Family-friendly 3-bedroom home near the zoo. That's a good title. All right. Let's copy the list. All I'm going to do here is the listing description on this one. Save. Property. I'm starving. Save. All right, y'all. I'm about to finish this. If you guys have any final thoughts, question, comments, any requests, anything you want me to review or show you, I'm an open book on these things. So let me know now and I will prepare it for you next week. If not, as soon as I'm done here, I will be calling it a day. And if you guys get value out of it, of course, right? I mean, it's just stuff that I'm implementing again. Yeah, this one doesn't have very many things. I think even the image score is pretty good. There's nothing to remove on these, so it's pretty good. Cool. Guys, as always, thank you. It is another Tuesday live completed. I will be here next Tuesday with message reviews, my automated message review. I got to review some of my messages, so I'm going to do it live with you guys from Hospitable because some of my check-in instructions are so wonky now. They're all over the place. We've made tweaks and changes over the years that it's getting confusing. But the reason I'm going to do this is because one of the best things you can do for your listing is have clean and clear check-in instructions so that your guests never have any questions. And the more questions your guests ask, that's obviously a pain point and something you need to fix in your business. So with that being said, again, March 7th is the meetup. Please be there if you guys want to go between 1 and 5 p.m. in Santa Ana at the 4th Street Market. We'll be there. We're just networking, having drinks and chatting and getting to know each other, investing in each other's deals, and leveling up our game. See you guys next week.